Good morning, everyone. No, it's not morning. I'm lying again. It's 2 in the afternoon, and I just could not get going this morning. I don't know what it was, but just couldn't get in the mood. Sometimes that happens. So what I want to do is I got all my new paper, a lot of paper. And I've been mucking around with my new graphite ball, but it is a little bit too dry, and it's sort of like clay, so you have to moisten it just a little bit to get it, you know, in the right consistency. So this is again Montval, Canson Montval, 300 grams. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to do a background with greens and blues, and then later on come over it with gold. Oops, forgot to put the cap on the gold. Don't want to do that. Gotta watch out. But I'm going to do the whole video at once because I'll just stop it, let it dry, and then I'll do the gold. So gotta get me another brush. Nice new brush. Okay, now I'm going to moisten up this brush, get a little bit of water off because I want this to be really intense. So I'm going to, wow, look at that, how it spreads. That's beautiful. So we're going to put the blue down here. This is lovely blue. I like how that blue behaves. And then I'm going to come in with some green and go straight over it because I like how that feathers out just a little bit. And you can still see that creeping up. Can you see that? That is really gorgeous. I love that when it does that. A little bit intenser green. And I might even do 2 layers. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm thinking about doing 2 layers of this. I like to have it just roll into each other a little bit here in the middle. And I cannot understand why it's so faded out on the monitor, and here on paper it's so freaking intense. I just do not get that, why that is. Maybe something to do with the settings of the monitor. That could be. Okay, that looks cool. Then I want it to feather back in there. I think it's the reflection of the water. I think that's it, because that sort of makes it fade into the background a little bit. There we go. That is kind of nice. Just gotta do every little bit of it. Then blue again. There we go. Wow, that is really spreading. And this is just normal tap water, and our tap water is pretty hard, so there's a lot of minerals in there, but it still works. As you can see, it's really pretty. And another green. Make sure that it has a little moisture so that the 2 colors can mix a little bit. Then I'd like to finish it off with a little bit of blue down here. That is kind of intense, but I'm not sure if it's intense enough, because when you put gold on it, you want really intense colors. That way the gold really pops. And I might even use bronze. I'm not really sure yet. So that's all covered. So let's just let this dry, maybe move it a little bit. Yeah, that'll dry. We will see when that is ready. Now I wanted to show you something. Because I know a lot of people, my first thing I did was watercolors, so I pretty much know how watercolors behave. But you know, if you have, you find yourself a little bit bored on a Sunday or something like that, nowhere to go, and you want to do some, just something, I would suggest you take a piece of paper, you get out your watercolor stuff, and just muck around like I did here, because this is how you sort of learn how to manipulate the paint and get cool effects. So like here, let me get you in a little bit closer. Now, as you can see here, how these beautiful outlines, the two colors are, as you can see here, two colors are coming together, but it has these cool outlines. And then over here you see the outlines, but here it's sort of feathered, same way as this goes here, around there, that it sort of just merges into each other. And those effects you get by using more moisture. And I think a lot of people start working with watercolor, and then all of a sudden they sort of give up because they're not getting the effects that really pulled them towards that medium. And I think you should never give up. You should just test different pieces of paper, different types, because, and of course remember that this is not the real Naps watercolor, but just the Vallejo fluid. I really like them because of the intensity of the colors. And I'm sure you can get that in Naps too, because I've seen a couple of artists do it with Naps or tubes. But then again, that paint gets so freakishly expensive if you want a lot of colors. And that's why I really like this one, because it's very cheap, and it goes a long way. Everything I've done last year and the year before is all the same bottles of watercolor that I already had. So that's what I kind of like. Now, the important thing, and maybe I should get a new piece of paper to really show you what to look for in watercolor paper. Sometimes you can just buy sheets. And if you can just buy a sheet, I would suggest you buy a couple of different sheets and then start doing these test pieces and see how it behaves on the paper. Now, I have a clean piece of paper. No, first I'll show you how you can see what is not good paper. Like I showed you last time, if I were to get a really small brush and just pull a line over this paper, because I just tried this, that is the graphite stuff, but I'll show you that later. Now, if I pull a fine line over the paper like that, and already you can see that the paint is sort of spreading into the paper and leaving those little little spiky things. Not sure if you can really see it well. There you go. See those little spiky things? Now that is really ugly. You don't want that, because no matter how you play with your paint, that's not going to add to anything. Now, this has only been on here for a little bit. I'm cleaning my brush, and I'll show you, even when I go over it like this, with a lot of water, those three lines are in there, and they're set. So there's no washing that's going to get those out. And that's a sign that you have paper that is not really made to watercolor on, even though this is called a watercolor pad. So I don't know what these people did, but you know, of course this pad was about $2, so you get what you pay for usually. So this is really nothing that I would really enjoy playing with. Now, to show that you don't always have to buy really expensive paper, I have this. This is an artist paper pack. This is for drawing and design, and this is not really for, you can even put it through the inkjet, but it's not for watercolor. But you should never let someone tell you that it's not good to do that. So take this one away, put a new one down here, and I will show you what I mean. So first I'm going to clean off my brush again. There'll be a little color in it, but that's okay. Now if we wet the paper like that, and then we come in with some color, and you can already see it bleed into the water that you already put on your paper. Now I'm going to get a little bit more of the turquoise. I'm going to load up my brush with color, and then when I just dab it, you can see that it runs all along the first line I made because it's wet. So it won't spread that way, but it's going to spread down. And as you can see, it is really, really sort of soaking into the background. And I really like that. A little bit more paint. And I'll show you again. There it goes. See how beautifully that spreads? So that all by itself, I really like the look of that. So we'll let it soak in a little bit, and then I'll show you, I'll turn it around. Oops, gotta get the other one out of the way. There we go. So as you can see, it's really starting to soak in, and that makes those really cute effects. Then we're gonna get a little brush, and we're gonna do it on the other side. But now watch. I am like pulling it like 1 millimeter over the edge of the other one, and down again. And you cannot even see anymore where the brush stroke of the former one starts or ended, because as you can see, it's just, you know, merging into each other, and that is a sign that you can get a lot of cool effects with this type of paper, even though it's not even made to paint on. So don't get discouraged if you're in a shop and you think, "Ooh, that is cool paper," but it says it's not for painting. It is. You can. So as you can see now, the colors are merging again. And the lines that I just showed you, I'll do that again on this one. So loading up the brush. But this, I really like what it's doing here. Those are some awesome effects. But I will show you. This is the same that I did on the other one. So we have our little stripey things. And we'll just let it, of course I want to zoom you out just a little bit. Where is that thing? Oh, there it is. Okay. So it dried up now, and I'm going to wet my brush, take another color, and then I'll show you how, by just activating it, see how you can wash it away with very little pressure. You just wash it out. Sure, it stays a little bit, but nothing compared to the other one. So then when you add colors, it is kind of pretty. And I want to add some really nice purple. Okay, Now this is, that's about as far as it's going to blend into each other. But as you can see, those are some awesome effects. Now I'd really like to put some purple underneath. So a little bit of purple. So this time, but I don't want them to touch. So I'm gonna just wet the paper and leave a little bit of space between the water and the previous painting. Can you see it run? How beautifully that runs. That is nice. There it goes. And then I'm gonna look for another color that might really go with this one. Just let me get some more water. Let it fade into the background here. But you can see how you can reactivate it and almost leave no signs behind. See that? That's pretty. A little bit more up here. There it is. And I think I'd like some orange. So I'm going to drop some orange right there. Let it push apart the other colors and see what happens. And then bring some in here. There it goes, and that's going to stay exactly like this. Only maybe what you're seeing here, this is going to be a little bit darker, but further than that, that's going to be awesome. I love this too. This is just something that, wow, you could even frame that. I'm pretty sure you could. Look at that. That is really pretty. And then I would use some sort of a marker and really do some, oh, I'll do that later on. Okay, I'll stop right now, wait for this paper to dry, and then I'll come in with my gold. Okay guys, we're back, and we're going to put some gold on here. What I like to do is just put gold on one of these silicone scrape things. And you might find these in a shop where they sell hair color stuff. They use this to color hair. So I'd like to put on just a little like that all over the place. And then just load it up again. We are. And just put gold here and there. Because I'm going to be cutting hearts out of this page. So I think I need a little bit more. Just a little bitty. So just with a little toothpick thing. I put some more on. And let's scrape it out a little bit more. That's it. Maybe a little there in the corner, a little bit here. And what this does is, why I'm not using a brush is because it sort of spreads it out more organically, you know, like not like it is brushed on, but more you know, just making flotches on the paper. Yeah, that's a new word, a flotch. And this dries pretty fast, so I'm going to let it dry and then I'll cut out the hearts. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I know that my punch needs 6.5 centimeters, so that's what I'm going to do right here. I do a 6.5 centimeter with the ruler, 6.5, and 6.5 down here. Whoops, yes. And then I'll see how far I can go. Oh yes, I can do 3 rows. 6.5, 13, 6.5, 13, 6.5, 13. Now, then I take the ruler and I make these nice little strips. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Oh, I lost a little. There you go. And this one. And I was planning on doing a pour because I got all the paint all ready to go. But I'll just see what happens today. I was really in the mood to do some colorful stuff. So still nothing on the job front, nothing new to tell you guys. As soon as I do know, I'll tell you. So cutting it up. Oops. The paper is pretty thick, and that's because it's 300 grams. And I'll show you in a bit what it is, because last time I did one video where I told you exactly what it is, and then one video I didn't, and I got all the questions about the paper. This is the paper. Montval, it's from Canson and Montval, and then look for 300 grams or 140 pounds. This is A4, it has 50 pages in it, and usually I use the A3, but for this one I just thought, you know, just want to see how the color and the gold pops up. So what I do is up and down, up and down. Wait a minute. Shoe. And this one. And that's a nice one too. Okay, that's enough. The rest I'll do later. Then what I like to do is just see if it has everything that I really want it to have. And this one, I think, because it's nice and dark on the bottom here, I would like a little bit more gold. So that's what I'm putting on there. Just a little bit. And this is really nice gold. This is not Winsor & Newton or anything like that. This is a special. This is a special gold. I'm not sure. You have them in different brands. This is art metal, and it doesn't say anything. I can't see it. That's nothing. Maybe you can read it. Yeah, that's where you find it. This is from Denmark. Okay. That's interesting, didn't know that. But I like using just one of these little toothpicks because it gives that nice look, you know, that you didn't really brush it on, but just like it rubbed something. And this one too. Oops. A little bit down here. That's that one. And this one needs a little bit down there too. That's it. So now they have that beautiful gold shine. And these two, I'm gonna pop these on my website too. The ones I did last week, I'll put the link under the video. I haven't had anyone buy them yet, but who knows. I'll just pop these on too, and then we'll see about them. I don't sell paint or anything all over the world, but these I can send worldwide. There's no problem with posting these. So just let me know. Now, what I did want to try is to make it a little bit fluid and just brush it on to see what happens. I don't want to ruin that, but maybe here. Okay. That's nice and soft. But not enough gold. There it goes. See, I don't really like the way this is on here. I think if you really want to use that gold, I think it's nicer if it's just like this. It's more interesting to look at than something that you painted on, so I'm not going to paint on anymore. And I have these in a lot of colors, and this goes a long way, even though there's only, how much is in here? I think about, doesn't even say. That's really strange. Normally they have to put it on there. But I'd say 20 milliliters, something like that. And it goes a real long way. So that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna pop them on the on my website, and you can still doodle on these. Absolutely. Just gotta make sure you get everything in there. You can still doodle on them. Absolutely, no problem whatsoever. See how that stuff shines, the gold? It's really nice. It's sort of more the color that it really is. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Love you all to pieces. I'm gonna be cleaning this up and then pop this on YouTube and then do acrylic pour. I really want to get that, you know, the one I did last week. I still haven't got that out of my system. I really need to be able to do that over and over again, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. So, but you'll see me do it. Thanks, guys. See you in a bit.